Hello, good morning. It's High Priestess Jamila. Hello. So I'm not going to be live long. I just wanted to come and, I don't know, maybe shed some light on some situations, to make people, I guess, be more easy and I want to raise up a point. Okay. Um, and you know what? This isn't really that big of a deal. I have been around in the witchy community, and to be honest with you, I don't ever feel judged by Christian witches. I really don't. Um, you know, but I do want to make a point of that because I feel that this type of ignorance is evidently still going on. The Christian witch versus the pagan witch, which they consider pagans to be satanic. And I think it's all about being exact opposite to what the Bible says, which, if I'm not mistaken, being a pagan witch, you can work with Jesus Christ if you want to, and you can work with other gods. And, you can even work with the Bible if you want. It seems like to me the attitude of a lot of people, it is very judgmental. It is very ignorant to um, pretend as though you are better than somebody. I think that this is what this is all about. And, I want to say that I am better than you because you're a pagan witch. There's really no difference. I personally do not live by the philosophies of the Bible to where you're not supposed to practice witchcraft, obviously, because I'm a witch. Um, so I just don't have those views. Even if I had those views on religion, I would see myself as sacrificing myself for the betterment of my family, personally. That's the way I would take it. You know, I'm not a selfish person. Gosh darn it. I'm not a selfish person at all, to the point where I'm just like, no matter what the situation is, I'm going to um feel as though if I do that, if I do this, I'm wrong. If I do that, I'm wrong. And, it doesn't matter, even if my family is suffering because of it, even if I can't afford to buy a pack of bread, I'm going to say, oh, well, in the name of God, I am not going to do anything to sustain my family because it's ungodly in some kind of way. So I don't really agree with that. But I wanted to talk about the sheer ignorance of it all. To me, it seems as though it's fake. You're a fraud. First of all, you're not supposed to be judging anybody. Who do you think that you are? And I think it even says that in the Bible. And let's be reminded that Christianity derives a lot of their concepts from paganism. So to me, it seems like it's just something for people to yell and scream about. I think that some people, with no good reason, in order to avoid the obvious, in order to avoid the shadow work that they need to do, they go and they scream at other people about things that are simply none of their business. At the end of the day, whether or not a witch practices under paganism, Christianity, or even Satanism. It's none of your business, is it? It's not your place to judge that person. You can't smite somebody because of the actions that they take for their with their own stuff. And it just seems like a bunch of ignorance. And let's not forget that those were very barbaric times. Literally went from 11% to 0%. Like it was so weird. Hold on real quick, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here's the crazy part about it. And, this is just my theory on the situation. Whenever you see somebody going around trying to judge people for their spiritual beliefs, I believe that it is a ploy. I believe it's a ploy. I believe that many, many demons and bad spirits and all sorts of things, they use religion to divide and conquer. When in reality, Christianity came from paganism. It did. And so this is the reason why I don't like that judgment. It doesn't bother me, but I want to raise this question because why is it that coincidentally nobody that is okay, why is it that only blacks are being judged for it by other black people? Could it be because of the could it be because of the ignorance? Hey, Nikki. Hey, good morning. I think it's the ignorance. I think that when a black person sometimes looks at another black person, they say, "Who do you think you are? How dare you work your craft and actually be successful at it?" mean, I fell on hard times when my mother passed away. I was severely depressed and I got sick. But other than that, I must be doing something right because I stay blissed. I stay blissed. Okay. And I mean, am I sitting here afraid, shaking in my boots that I'm going to go to hell? No, I'm not. So it just doesn't make any sense. Like if you have an argument or a quarrel with somebody, please leave that part of it out. That's not really your issue with a person. It's not. Let's just keep it all the way real here. Okay. It's something to argue about. It's something that you feel that you have the one up on somebody and you don't. That's not a valid argument at all. So it's just arguing for the sake of arguing. And let me tell you something. I 1000% trust in my spirit guides and what I'm doing with my life and for my family, straight up and down. I because I think that and okay, there's many different types of religions that have certain religious beliefs. You can choose whichever one that you want. There's Ifa, there's Santeria. I mean, why is it that it's always somebody claiming to be a Christian witch and trying to pretend as though they're better than somebody? I see a lot of Christians that are doing dirtball bad every single day. Do we not? Is it because of judgment? Is it because they are being judged? I don't know. All I know is that I keep my feet clean, I keep my body clean, and I feel good every single day. And so if what I do works for me, then why are you mad at me? Because obviously what you're doing is not working for you. And I think that it's jealousy because I would never, ever, ever judge a Christian witch unless that witch was judging me. Because you can absolutely be a Christian witch if that's what you want to be. I just think that it's useless arguments to fill in the time to avoid the obvious. And then especially when you are doing some of the most horrible things that are definitely being questioned by the Most High, when you're doing things to do harm to people, when you're trying to hurt people. That, to me, I feel that even if it's a satanic witch, I feel that Jesus Christ would step in and would be a strong and powerful force for even the satanic witch, especially if that satanic witch doesn't have that hatred and that visceral in their heart. Because you can't just say, oh, because I said I was Christian, I'm a good person and I have a, and to me that's so childish. We're all grown here. I mean, what are we arguing over whose grandfather loves the other more? Like this just doesn't make any sense. Especially when you're trespassing on people. When you're trying to trespass on people. And I think that this is where the blind will start leading the blind. I don't wake up every day trying to figure out how I can be a curse in somebody's life. And I'm not Christian. If I were to label myself, I would say that I'm pagan. And I think that there is a lot of ignorance surrounding Luciferianism as well as Satanism. And I think that just because at some point in time, there was so much violence and death that was bestowed upon people, villages being taken over. Like there's certain things in the Bible that makes me cringe. Think about the hostile takeover of it all. I think that it brings it to the forefront to say, these people that, because I was reading a few, I mean, I don't know, you got to maybe educate yourself on it. For example, when Ireland converted over to Christianity from paganism, it was because the Christians moved in during the Crusades. They killed anybody. It's like, hey, either you adapt to this belief or I'll kill you and your family. Which one? What are you going to do? It's slavery. And this is the reason why so many people adapt. And so you see what I'm saying? So many people adapt to Satanism and Luciferianism because of that. You can't expect people that have expanded, not only expanded their ideas, but went back to doing things in the old way, which to me, it's a lot that comes along with that, a lot that I'm not going to speak of right now. It's a lot, but I can tell you that is a very, very mean and ugly spirit to carry around with you. It is. It's very, very mean and ugly for you to gang up on somebody because of their spiritual beliefs, for you to judge somebody, for you to try to bring pain and suffering into the lives of somebody because of their individual beliefs. And, that's where you're going to be judged to the point where you want to kill somebody. I mean, has this attitude or that spirit really made the world better, or has it made the world worse? Hey, Christian. Yeah, happy witching hour. And I just think it's ignorant. I don't want to argue about it. I laugh at it. I laugh at it because it's so ignorant. I'm cool with my relationship with my gods. Clearly, you're not. Anytime you feel so uptight and pressed about somebody else, you must not be feeling good about your gods and what they're doing. And then also, let's face it, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. And I know that a lot of people agree with me on this situation, especially people that are spiritually sound, being able to feel somebody with these horrible demonic attachments on them actually pulling on people's life force. What does that have to do with Christianity versus paganism? That don't have nothing to do with nothing. So you mean to tell me that Jesus Christ protects people that goes out and tries to do harm to people? Tries to do harm by, hold on, I got to put some sugar in that baby. So Jesus Christ is okay with somebody going out and trying to steal people's life force. Jesus Christ is okay with demons. So a demonic person or either a demonic entity can go into the church and say, I am here to suck all of these people dry and you're going to be okay with it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think it ever will. But I think that whenever you get a church or a group of Christians who are possessed and lying to themselves, this can definitely create a useless and senseless war. And not to mention how obviously the goddess needs to be recognized, and that wasn't, so that left a lot of imbalances. I think people should be able to practice their spiritual beliefs in peace. And I don't think that it's right for people to say, I'm going to get revenge on you. I want to take out some kind of senseless and useless revenge on you because I don't like your spiritual beliefs. I think it's ridiculous. And I think it's time for people to stop being so ignorant. That I don't let that energy bother me. And I would suggest that nobody else does, because I know for a fact I talk to a lot of people every single day that are interested in coming on YouTube and doing their cards and working with their crystals and working with their candles and working their magic, but they are intimidated by people that are judgmental and ignorant. And and I tell them, come to the boot camp, because you're even going to sometimes find satanic and pagan witches that will do that to you. But I mean, to me, it's a waste of time. And I think that it further tightens the shackles that are around everybody's necks. It doesn't do any good for anybody. You think that it'll be outlawed real soon? I would hate to see that, because I think that religious people would have to go out and do some really atrocious things. So I think in order for that to happen, I think that lives would have to be lost. But the question is, you know, why don't these people just leave people alone to their own devices? And if people are going to truly find what they call the Messiah or Jesus Christ, why don't they let them find that in their own way? It's like they don't understand. It's like they place value into judging people, even though their Bible tells them not to. You are not supposed to judge people. It says it in the Bible. It is not your place to judge people. It is not your place to try to hurt people, to try to destroy people's families, their reputations, their lives, just because you don't agree. Because I'm going to tell you something. I have seen and felt better about being around Luciferian and satanic witches than some of the Christian witches are totally toxic. They are, I mean, it's just very toxic energy. And you're supposed to be the enlightened ones, but yet you're abusive. And nobody wants to hear that crap. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, they feel that they have the right to hurt people or to try to do harm to people, to lie on people, to falsely persecute them. And they'll even call themselves witches. I'm sorry, did you just judge me for being a pagan witch and you just told me that you were a Christian witch? And I'm not tight or pressed about it. I'm not. They are. They're very tight and pressed about it and upset. Like, what are you upset about? It's it doesn't seem very enlightened to me. I mean, that was the whole point. That is supposed to be the whole point of Jesus Christ's message. was enlightenment. What are they doing? Like, I just don't get it. And, people around them are sick and dying and, it's a very, the energy is just, and there's so many different things to explore than just that, which is shamanism and being a medium. So this is why I work very closely with Hecate, because she is the queen of witchcraft and necromancy. And I'm just, I don't want to have that argument, and I don't want the people around me or my children to be influenced by that. I don't want my children that I gave birth to be influenced by such hatred and such ignorance. I don't. And what is that demon's name? Is it Jop? Jaap? The demon of ignorance? And so what does that have to do with, I think it's the demon of stupidity. Jop. What that got to do with Jesus Christ and Christianity? I'm and so what, to me, that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge red flag. Hey, Ziana, that's a red flag to me. Especially when you're a Christian and you're trying to trespass on people. And so it's okay for you to, I don't get it. It makes no sense. That's why I feel good about what I do every single day. I'm not even going to lie. I invoke several goddesses tonight, and they are very powerful, very strong, and they do not appreciate, oh my God, I have seen them in action. People will say, well, when you're talking about spirit, you're talking about the goddesses. You're talking about, who are you talking about? Or are you saying that Kali Ma is not powerful? Are you saying that Isis, Mother Isis, is not powerful? Does she have to show you her power? And in what way? If they were to bless you, would you think that they were weak? If they were to curse you, would you be angry at them? I just don't get it. And people will say, "Oh, your spirits." Well, there's there's not much difference between a person's spirits and their deities, okay? So you're trying to, like you're disrespecting my deities and my spirits and telling them that they have no power when they do. These are deities that has existed far before Christ, and you're going to tell them that they have no power? Would Christ tell them that? No. So that's why I don't worry about it. It can be very, very difficult dealing with the judgment of that ignorance. I wouldn't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, I can't deal with that kind of ignorance. It is ignorance. And I am immune to ignorance. I am. I swear. I have certain immunities when it comes to ignorance, because that is very ignorant. Let's talk about some of the deities that I've spoken about on this channel, and there will be more. Hecate, Lilith, Sekhmet. You're going to stand in front of Sekhmet and Kali Ma and Hecate and tell them that they have no power when they literally have the power to take the entire breath out of your body. I just don't get it. And I don't and just because you are Christian doesn't mean that you have the right to disrespect other people's beliefs and their gods. And I don't understand this obsession with monotheism either. What in the heck? And the hatred behind it. What is this to what is this to prove something? What are you proving? You're only proving because I believe that when you call Hecate out, she'll show up. I believe that when you call Lilith out and tell her that she has no power, she'll show up. Any of these deities. So, and I've noticed the blatant disrespect. So it's, yeah, Santa Muerta. They are so disrespectful, and it's like, how is that a part of your religion? I understand that it says in the Bible that you cannot have no gods before me. It says that. But then again, it also tells you that you're not supposed to take the Lord's name in vain. You're not supposed to work on the Sabbath day. It's a lot of things in the Bible that people are forbidden from doing, but they do it every day, even Christians. And so I don't understand it. And then why they see the other deities and goddesses as being demonic is like it just I because I can't think within that box. Okay. I can't have I studied the Vatican at all. I was actually supposed to be doing a reading on the Vatican, and I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to do that. Maybe sometime this month, maybe in the month of June or July, because I am very curious as to what happened with all of those young women, that the bones that were found underneath the Vatican. Is that what you're speaking of, or is it something else? Because that's really, whenever people say the Vatican, that's all that I can think about, is that, because I'd like to know what exactly happened to those young children that they found all of these bones underneath in the basement of the Vatican. And then why? Because hold on a second. Pagans believe in animal sacrifice. They do. And I believe that some pagans believe in human sacrifice. You can believe in a lot of different things. So I personally do not have a belief of that. I think that some human beings sacrifice themselves. They present themselves as sacrifices and they martyr themselves. What are my thoughts of the Kundalini energy? It's the serpent, it's your key, it's your breath of life, is what that is. Whether or not you call it Kundalini, key energy, prana, it's your energy. It's what I talk about when I talk about the energy harvesters. It's what they're after. They're after that Kundalini energy. And I don't see how somebody could either lose that or not have it, but they definitely do energy harvest a lot. Maybe it's because of certain sicknesses that are in their body that they feel that they have to feed off of people. Um, from what I can tell you is that Mother Earth, Gaia, is a deity within herself that took a lot of people in. And so, you know, a lot of the animals, the fruits, the vegetables, the herbs that are on the earth are supposed to be healing to the body. And then I don't understand this whole thing to where You know, you believe in God, but then again, you don't actually do the things that have been proven to heal yourselves, to heal, you know. For example, I've been drinking, like when I drink my coffee, I'll put a little bit of valerian root in it, which is very healing. Okay. Very healing to the body. And so, you know, so if you're Christian, you're not supposed to do that. Like it's so bizarre to me, you know, and I thought that it was supposed to be about the preservation of life. And see, that's another thing that confuses me about that, this whole, you know, thing. I believe in preserving life. I believe that if you are a normally functioning human being, that you will do everything that you can for self-preservation, because that's very key, and that's more so in nature. Because to be honest with you, you know, this is the reason why I love paganism, because it's the closest to nature. So yeah, however you can get that kundalini, are Christians actually getting that energy from their religion? Because why do they constantly seek out your energy? If you're getting everything that you need from Christ, why are you calling out Jamila's name or other people's name? You're supposed to be talking about Christ. So why is my name? Why are you always thinking about me? If that's the case. It's very, yeah, yeah, because your kundalini, it comes from the root chakra and it flows throughout the body. For some reason, I've noticed that these energy harvesters, aka karmics, they seem to be constantly looking for specific energy. And I think that they hide behind the Bible. But why is that? You know what I'm saying? Right, Curie. And that's the one thing about me, is that even though I am a witch, I was created in God's energy, which means that I possess God's power, but I believe in a higher power. I am one of those witches. It may have something, and maybe that's something that may change. Who knows? But I'm still not going to go out there. Like, do you ever see, like, okay, when I was really, really getting attacked by Christians, I would make them question themselves. I would speak about that because I felt like I was being attacked. But I rarely talk about that anymore. So what's the deal with that? Like, I think a lot of them are energy vampires. And I think that religion can be the perfect spot for an energy vampire to consume the energy of another, vital energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's all about rulership, when for me, the only thing I want to rule is my situation. I'm not trying to rule over your situation, because what you do doesn't really affect me. You know what I'm saying? So it's, yeah, energy parasites. Yeah. Yeah. And they are, because they can't stop. And you're like, why are you so obsessed with me? You, what is the obsession? I didn't come to you and say, help me. I am possessed by demons and I need your help. I am very self sufficient. I am actually a high priestess that exorcises people of demons. However, I got that power is not necessarily for you to be concerned about, because I've had to exercise myself. I have to self cleanse myself a lot. and I do other things to cleanse myself, which I'm not going to speak of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it seems like to me that they are void of respect. They lack respect. They even, it's like, even especially when you look at a female Christian, which they carry their husband around as if there's some kind of trophy or something. It's like, do you really understand the value of a man? Like, do you really understand his power and how to use it? Not really. Not really. They don't really understand that. And I'm not even going to go there, because they seem to be, it's all about, especially when it comes to women, I'm better than you, or, I'm more valuable than you. To me, that to me, that is, to me, it just seems like that's, in some cases, that's not, well, God doesn't agree with that, obviously. Because if God actually agreed with that, why is it so difficult for you? Why do you constantly have to call out my name and do smear campaigns against me? Why are you obsessed with me? Why can't you focus on self in your life? Why are you constantly running behind me like a freaking flea after a cat or a dog? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Right. It's a man, it's to me, it is man-made, but I think that it is based in paganism, so that's what makes it real. That it's the roots in paganism that make it, that gives it power, and they don't want to admit to that. And so that's why I don't trip off of it, because a lot of people will say, well, the Christians stole Christmas. Not to me. I don't feel like they stole Christmas to me. I feel like last year they definitely was on some bull crap. I did not feel that Christmas spirit. That I did kind of feel that Yule spirit, but it was, oh God, it was like, oh. I know that this year is going to be better, because I think that it was all about materialism, and it takes the spirit out of it. It really does. It just, I don't know, like, it's just the joy. Like, where is the joy going? And then when they see us doing what we're doing, I mean, what do y'all expect us to do? Y'all expect us to just go and hide out the cave, and they take everything as a negative, everything is a negative when it's been consistently proven as being a positive. So I truly believe that God loves us all. And we're all spoiled in some kind of way, you know. hmm I think that when you consistently are focused on right or wrong, especially when it comes to religion and people's spiritual beliefs, which are constitutionally protected, even though we have to deal with their constant negativity, their constant judgment, which, by the way, they don't have all that energy except for black witches, because people look at the black, that you're just supposed to be a slave. Oh, God, I gotta have my rice early in the morning. Oh, you're just supposed to be a slave. You're not supposed to be intelligent. You're not supposed to think. You're not supposed to be able to think. you're just supposed to be an ignorant mule. You know, you're just supposed to be a mule, and you're not supposed to have any ideas, and you're not, you know, you're just a tool to be used. You know, even the sexual experiences that are very beautiful as a Black woman that I have experienced. Oh, I'm just supposed to feel like a dirty hoe. And I'm not saying that I feel that way or agree, but this is the attitude, this is the energy that they bring. And it's disgusting to me, y'all. It really is. It's disgusting. You know, and y'all know that it's been a constant war, uh, you know, against Black women, in particular Black women that look like me. You know, I'm not even gonna get off into that. I'm not, because that crap has no power over me or my life. It doesn't, but it just sucks. You know, I feel like we should all just, you know, try to get along, try to be respectful of other people's beliefs. I will admit that I consider myself to be a chaos magician. Yes, I am a chaos magician, meaning that I work with the energies that were needed at that time. Okay. And so, you know, and especially when you look at Christians, they seem to worship the devil and give their devil more power than anything. It's okay for them to call on the devil and to call on people that upset them to go to hell, this place called hell. But if you're a pagan or a Satanist, you're not allowed to. You know, to me, it's just a bargain. And we're not going to call it a fairy tale. We're going to call it a tall tale. That's what we're going to call it. Because it just doesn't make any sense at all. And I don't want to, I don't want to argue about it. I just want to raise the valid points about it that I have. I want to raise those points and keep it moving, because, you know, in the morning when I get up, or whenever I get up in the afternoon, I'm gonna do the same thing, and this is what feels right to me. This is what feels good to me. You know, for example, I felt like when I would go out, it would drain me. Other people's energies would drain me. You know, sometimes, and so now I carry my it's called a living gold tektite. I carry that with me, and I don't have that problem. So, you know, I think that I think if you have a problem with somebody, just say whatever issue that you have with them. Don't try to make it about their religion or their beliefs. Especially when you start to invoke the goddess and you're telling her that she has no power when she is literally giving birth to the entire world. I don't understand that. Like, you know, women, the goddess gave birth to all of us. Like, how can you not call her powerful when she literally gave birth to you? Come on. And she will show you her power. She'll show up and you accuse her of not being powerful. You say, oh, well, you know, this and that has no power, when she's calling you out and she's saying, hey, you know, you are wrong and I am here and I'm letting myself be wrong. And then you're going to go and ignorantly say, oh, but you have no power over me, even though it was a goddess that gave birth to Jesus Christ. It was a goddess that gave birth to Jesus' mother. So I just, you guys, I can't. And I guess, Christian, that's what you're talking about when you say patriarchy. That's so ignorant. You know, this is not about men. It's not, because I just don't sign up for the whole gender war thing anymore. I'm not even, I went through that phase, and, you know, we all need each other. Men need women, women need men. We just don't need all this negativity. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And it's getting old. It is. It's getting old, and I just, when people start to speak that way, it's like you can accidentally get sucked into ignorance. And that's why I wanted to talk. Because I want people to be able to think. I want people to be able to discern. For you to just go and say, "Oh, you're a witch," and I'm Christian, and for you to just, and I guess we're all supposed to just accept the ignorance. We're supposed to just accept this just because you invoke Jesus' name. It just doesn't make any sense. And I don't believe that Jesus Christ likes to be used in that way. Because I have no problem. Jesus Christ has no issue with me. I have no issue with Jesus Christ whatsoever. And they're always bringing him up as if he's some kind of kryptonite. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense because I have nothing against Jesus. I think that if Jesus Christ truly died for our sins, I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great guy. What am I going to complain about that? But yet at the same time, look at the sacrifice that the goddesses make. She makes sacrifices too. So everybody has to make sacrifices. I ain't talking about a human sacrifice or something like that, but I'm talking about, like when women have babies and, I never forget the way that my belly looked before I had babies. And I had a child, my firstborn was literally with a giant. This dude was a giant. And boy, doesn't it make that, it completely and totally changes your body. And that's okay. That's okay with me. You know what I'm saying? So that was a sacrifice that was made. You no longer have that youth because now you give birth. And then there's some women that give birth and you can't even tell if they done gave birth. I don't know. Like, it's just so weird the way they are. I think it's a useless argument. I think that it makes no sense. And I think that you can be a Christian person, and while you're pointing the finger at somebody else, the finger is being pointed back at you. That's what I think. Okay, seriously. Because, I don't have, especially when it's somebody that's trying to do harm, and I can recognize it. And then people say, "Oh, well, you're a fake." Well, we don't want to sit around and find out. Okay, we don't want to find out what could happen. Because I was calling somebody out as stealing people's vital prana energy. So this is what this was about. This was about me calling out an energy harvester that was stealing people's essence, that was literally like, and I know for a fact that I'm 100% on that. In fact, on that video that I did, which was not done on this channel, I did it on my other channel, there's a lot of people that are in agreement with that. Because I've experienced it and a lot of other people have experienced it. And so, it just is what it is. I mean, you can't argue that point and say, "Oh, well, you're fake and you're a fraud." And I'm sorry, I'm just not going to take somebody else's karma. I don't feed off of or energy harvest off of nobody. Nobody has ever said that. When you come to my channel, you don't feel that. And just recently, I even protected my channel. Just recently, I did protection for my channel just in case the energy harvesters are watching. So, I just think it's total bull crap. And I think these people need to go find something else better to do. because they seem bored. They seem either bored or, and I think it's going to be a lot of lessons to be learned with that, especially when you are trying to interfere with other people's spiritual stuff. You're trying to interfere, I don't have people that come to me and say, oh, I want to hurt this person. I have people that come to me and they're like, Jamila, I need help. I feel this is happening to me. That is happening to me. So I'm a healer at the end of the day. And those people come to me and I help them. I don't have people come to me and say, hey, I can see that these people over here are happy and I just want to destroy their lives and just because I have a jealous problem or I'm upset. Like, I don't work that way. So I'm good with who I am and what I do. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, if you an energy harvester, beware. It's saying, throwing Jesus up ain't gonna stop my spirit from shutting you down. Just give up that demon. Stop going around, what you're doing to people. And so that's what this was all about. This was all about, I'm going to invoke Jesus' name so that you won't confront this person that is literally taking people's life force. Literally trying to steal people's life force and energy. Okay? Like, no, that ain't gonna ride. So we can talk about and we can debate religion. Okay, let's debate religion. But first of all, let's do it in a respectful manner. Let's do it in a respectful manner. And then let's also deal with what is and what's very real. Let's deal with that. Okay? So you ain't gonna be able to cover that up talking about Jesus, because we already know what you're doing. So, that's what the market is supposed to be about. And that's what I wanted to drive home is that, listen, every single time, like it used to be, I'm going to tell you something. If you got some kind of energy harvester to where, they just kind of drain you of all of your energy, you got to do something about that. What? You want me to? Yeah, she's an energy vampire. She's an energy vampire. And I don't know if men have the same experience with her. Does she just feed off of women and children or whatever? Because obviously they feed off of children too, because they were over here talking about children. But that's exactly what she is. I don't make no bones about it, but the problem is that, like, it's very sinister. I can tell you that it's very, very sinister. It is. I believe that she knows that she's doing it too. I don't believe that she's innocent. So I said what I said. I kind of spoke about it on my other channel, and it just is what it is. So invoking Jesus' name, okay, let's go ahead and let's get Jesus Christ involved with it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just know what I know. I know. Hold on. Put the sugar in it yet. So, yeah, and being an energy harvester, let me say this before I go. Being an energy vampire, that's not a compliment. That doesn't make you a powerful person. Because when you look at the situation, because I've done a lot of spiritual investigating on that, when you look at the situation, an energy harvester, they don't even benefit from it. Whereas they are like an empty seeder for some kind of entity or parasitic force. So if you notice that the energy vampires, some of them may have jobs or some kind of success in life, but rarely are they, doing it big. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not terribly successful, you know. They're not getting it like that. So that's not a compliment. That's not a good thing to be an energy harvester, because people with those types of parasitic attachments are usually, I don't see them as getting much. They seem to be in some kind of debt or something with the spirits or something. I don't know. But that's not a compliment. That's not like, oh, this person is powerful. That's, and an energy vampire. And you can be a witch. You can be a witch and be an energy harvester. I'm not, because I'm blessed and highly favored, but that's not a good thing to be an energy harvester. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I stick by my guns on that situation. And there's a few others that are like that too. But she's one that, I mean, she's real thirsty, throat dry, everything dry. She's definitely trying to get other people's juice, because, either she's, I don't know. I don't know. From what I can see is that there's some problems going on there. There's a drug addiction that has been pointed out several times. And so sometimes the drug addicted people, they do serve as energy harvesters. They do, but you don't have to be on drugs to be harnessing people's energy. You don't. So I know that I don't have that effect on people. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that kind of stuff. My energy is very inspiring to people. And, that's something that she feeds on. And she tries to feed on me all the time. Like, it's so annoying. And it only takes them a couple of seconds to zap you. That's why I keep people like that blocked from my messenger. But I mean, if you have protection put up, because I now have protection, but I still just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with that. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, I cannot find my freaking remote again. This is so weird. Here I go with my remote again. It's gone. It's gone, and I just had it. So anyway, we went a little bit off the deep end, off the subject of what we was talking about. That was religion. I think that you guys are going to see this a lot. You're going to see demonic people with a lot of problems trying to use religion to justify. And I think they've been doing it. I think they've been trying to use religion to justify their entryway to try to access your energy and to try to, just be annoying. It's very weird. Okay. Oh, I just found it. Yay. So I'm going to go, y'all. I want y'all to know something. On this channel, we are open to a lot of different ideas. If you're open minded, whatever, because I'm not afraid of demons. You know what I'm saying? I have protection from that. What I don't like is ignorance. That's what I don't like. I don't like ignorance. I don't want to argue about this ancient old argument that I'm tired of it. It just, I've seen people that are not witches, or maybe they're practicing in secret, and they'll say, oh, Jamila and that witchcraft. Well, what did I do besides heal myself and others? I heal people. Yeah. Yeah, Curie, I'm still waiting on that slug to show up. It's probably going to show up after rainstorm pretty soon here. Okay. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. I mean, I think that she needs to go and feed off of somebody else. I think these people need to go feed off of somebody else. Go trying to feed off of people. That's weird to me. Maybe it's some kind of descendant of people that eat people. What are those people? Cannibals. And now they're feeding off of people energetically. You know, because I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just also it's not compatible. There's some incompatibility there. Totally. There's some it's obviously very incompatible. Ooh, y'all, I gotta go. I just realized that there's a new episode of The Baby, and I'm gonna watch that before I take me a nap. I will see y'all later. I'm gonna do some post apocalyptic readings because that full moon that blood moon was almost like an apocalypse. It was really nice. So I'm going to try to come back and do some readings later on today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. Y'all have a happy Monday, though. Blessings from the goddess and the God. And I will see y'all later because we respect both. Okay. We respect the gods as well as the goddesses. I am a woman, so I work with a lot of, I will work with my goddesses or my coven. So, that's just what it is. Okay. Love yourself. Don't let those people, because that is when they're able to feed. That's when that, to me, an energy harvester or an energy vampire, that is when they start to feed off of people. Just, that's their feeding process, and so, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you watch that show too? Yeah. It's the episode 4 is up. So I gotta go. Peace and love to y'all and blessed be. Okay.